Hey y'all, Shay here. Thank you for joining me today for a whip and chat. Whip and chat stands for work in progress. So go ahead and pull something out and craft along with me, or run errands, or let's just keep each other company for the next hour. I'll just catch you up on some diamond painting stuff and stuff that's going on in the community. And then, what's been going on in my world. So make sure you leave down in the comments how you are and what you've been working on during this time, okay? A lot of times I like to treat these as like a podcast, like an audiobook almost. I just kind of, listen to other whip and chats and just get some work done, whether it be around the house or crafting. So yes, a little bit of a different angle today than you might have been used to. I tried something new out last week and I'm trying out something new today. I'm not as zoomed in as usual, but I think it's kind of cool because you won't get that zoom in, zoom out, when it's overhead. So, all right. So how is everybody doing? How are you? Today is Thursday and it is 3:52 in the PM. So it's in the afternoon. I normally used to film these on Wednesdays, but that hasn't been happening lately. So now it's Thursdays and now it's Thursday afternoon. I have been under the weather, so I do apologize up front if my voice isn't, as pleasing as it normally is. Somebody told me my live on Sunday that it was sexy. I was like, okay, I'll take the raspy, the raspy voice as being sexy. I'll take it. So let me talk about what I'm using today. I'm starting out a new diamond painting. I've already it's going really fast because there's a lot of color blocking. Color blocking is when you have all the same color together. So you just go bloop, bloop, bloop with the multi-placer and it goes really, really fast. So you don't have to keep switching colors. And this is the same, all this blue right here, if y'all want to look up for a sec, all this blue that you see in the square I'm gonna do today, it's all the same symbol. So that's gonna go pretty fast. And we'll talk about the multi-placer that I use in a sec. So this diamond painting is, I'll just show you the little piece of paper. I pulled this from a piece of paper that was with it that had the legend, the schematic. I was able to create with Mary's Diamonds a custom. I had some folks reach out to me my first year or two of diamond painting because I had a Shay, just my name by itself, behind me on the wall. And I looked into that company that I'd gotten it from Etsy and they didn't do them anymore. So when I saw that Mary's Diamonds was doing them, I was like, they're so cute. Kind of went with the pop, kind of the pop look, I think is what it's called. Almost like a comic book is what it reminds me of. So yeah, got my channel name on there. So I thought it'd be fun. It's one I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm loving the yellows, the pinks. I wanted something round and I wanted something a little bit smaller because I just came off of something bigger before, not the one before this, but the one before that. So anyways, so this is from Mary's Diamonds, and there is a change of hands on who owns Mary's Diamonds now and the company change. So I'll go ahead and link Mary's and Bella Arte Nicole down below because Bella Arte Nicole purchased Mary's Diamonds. So I'll link them both down below. I'm not sure if they're going to continue with these, but we'll see. My tray is a Munimade Tray. I got this really fun yellow tray, like a pale yellow. And I wasn't too sure if the yellow drills were but these are like a lot more vibrant than this, so it's really fun. I like to do matchy-matchy. And then my cover minder is a Buc-ee's cover minder. I love Buc-ee's. I am in Texas, so we love our Buc-ee's. It's like a big truck stop, a glorified, beautiful truck stop. And I bought this from someone at the retreat I went to in February. She was selling her own cover minders and she had this one. So I didn't make it, I bought it this way. So I thought it was really fun. I don't know what else I was gonna use it for. So I was like, this is a perfect painting. And then I am using, my pen is from Butterfly Effect Wares. It's one of the captive ring pens. It's got the 2 rings. At first, when I first got this, I wasn't sure about it, but now I like it. It doesn't bother me. It's kind of fun to hear the clink, when you're going back and forth. I do have just a brass tip in my single placer with micro glue dots. And of course, I'll have all these things listed down in the description if you're interested in any of them. And then I'm using a 10 placer, a multi-placer. You can put 10 drills in here at one time. This is a metal placer. It is from Munimade. I just did an unboxing yesterday. So if you're interested, and it's a rainbow one. It's a full set of all the different sizes. So, and I am using Chit from Enabler's Outpost in Cinnamon Scented. It's putty. So I'm using that. So you can see the little, and these are super thin. So I've been really happy with this. I've been using it for several days now and I like it. So that's my pen. And then you can see over here to the side, I have my little Trinket tray. This is from Lexi Sparkle Craft. She does have an Etsy shop. So this was a custom one that she made for me. They're made out of resin, and they have the little feet on the bottom, and they are so fun. So definitely go check her out. I'll have her listed down below. So she did the pressed flowers for me, and I thought the yellow and the white and the pink, it matches, y'all. It just matches. And then what else? I've got my little ceramic cutter to cut back, you know, the plastic. After I finish this section, I just go, just slide it off. And then tweezers, because you can even see, I sometimes will use tweezers. Excuse me. I will try to edit out any coughing so it's not in y'all's ears. I'll use the tweezers if I need to like pull up a new section, and it just kind of helps peel it back. But I set my tweezers back in there. Ooh, it's like peeling skin, like after a sunburn. So satisfying. All right, so I'm gonna peel back my section. I did start working on this a little last night, so I did get the black. I got the 310 done right here and a few of the blue ABs, but yeah, okay. So let's get started. Hopefully the glare is okay. There's not too much of a glare on here. I know I'm not super zoomed in, but I thought we're fine. Okay, so let me pick a color. I know what color I'm gonna choose. This big blue one right here, 3846. It's like a really pretty turquoise. Yeah, this has, let me see how many colors. I don't know, 29 colors. And it's not that big. Like I said, it is a round, and I'm looking for the dimensions. I don't see the dimensions anywhere. I don't know. It's long, but it's wide, but it's not, I don't know. It's not very big. Just take my word for it. Just take my word for it, y'all. Okay. You have to forgive me. I'm kind of fried today. I will admit I'm a little fried. We'll reverse in just a second and go back to the last time we spoke, but I'm just going to tell you what's top of mind right now. I do live in Dallas, Texas, for those of you that are new. And it is currently about almost 80 degrees outside. My 10-year-old daughter, Lou, who is in 4th grade, had field day today. And it's where they're outside from 9 in the morning until like 2:30 in the afternoon, doing all these games. I don't know if you remember field day from when you were a kid. They were so fun. It was like just a free day of just like goofing around. And the room mom, which is not me. I've never signed up to be a room mom. I'm not a PTA mom type. It's just not my jam. I love kids, but I don't know if I love everyone else's kids. It's that kind of deal. So the room mom, who her daughter is friends with Lou, we went trick-or-treating with them, so I got to know the mom. This is the mom that I've talked about in the past. If you've listened to my other Whippin' Chats a while back, I didn't know her name, and I still don't know her name, so I don't know. Anyways, she reached out to me because unfortunately her mother is not doing well, and she needed to travel to India to go be with her mother. So her being the room mom, she was not going to be able to help out during field day and help out the teacher, keep all the kids straight. So she's like, would you do me a huge favor? Sorry about that. I had an alarm set, and when it went off, I think it stopped filming. So she asked me to step in as the room mom for the day. I said yes, because what else do I have going on? That's why I didn't get my Whippin' Chat filmed earlier today, you guys, because that's what I normally do. If I don't get a chance to do them on Wednesdays, I'll go and I do them on Thursdays. I am fried to a crisp. When I said I'm fried, I'm so sunburnt because it was beautiful out today. I can't complain. It was like high 70s, almost 80. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. The kids were super cute. I think there's about 18 of them. Different personalities. It was really fun to, because Lou talks about the kids in her class, and it was really fun to like put a face with a name, because now that she's gotten older, I don't really, I don't volunteer like I used to, like when she was in kindergarten or 1st grade. They just don't need us as much anymore in 4th grade. So yeah, I got to see a handful of, I got to spend a day with them, and I had to kind of, there were some that were kind of, had their head in the clouds, and they were like the last ones to always be in line and with the group. And I asked the teacher, I said, okay, so what do you need my help with? She's like, just make sure we all make it to the next station. Like make sure we have all the kids going to each, location for each event for the field day. Cause she said some kids will want to stay at like certain events, and I'll be kind of at the front and you like kind of have the rear. I'm like, all right. So yeah, I kind of was with the lollygaggers, right? The ones that were like, do, messing around, not listening. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so I'm very, very sunburned. I put sunscreen on because I knew it was going to be hot today. I had a hat on. So my face is not sunburned, it's my shoulders because I had a tank top on. Yeah, y'all, I am fried. Y'all want to see? I'll just tilt the camera up for a second. So if you want to see my sunburn, let me just bring it, if it'll let me. Come on. Let me show y'all my shoulder. Yeah, I'm a little crispy. Ugh, look at my chest. That's not good. Yeah, I got a little, oh man, I was white. I need to get some color, y'all. Maybe it was a good thing I got some color. I am white as a ghost. So yeah, I don't get a lot of sun, and I'm not the type to tan. I burn. That's why I have so many freckles. I was not born with freckles, but I have so many on my arms, my shoulders, my chest, my back. I'm full of freckles. Yeah, it's not good. I know, but I put my sunscreen on, and it did make a difference. And of course, Lou, she was out there all day, and nothing. She's like so good, which I'm glad. I don't want my kid to be sunburned, but yeah. So the kids had fun. I got there at 9, and then and then at 11 they had lunch, and I was trying to get out of there because I had made her lunch for her. But of course, since I was there, she was like, "Mom, can you go get some canes for me, Raising Canes, and then come back and like eat lunch with me?" And I was like, oh, okay. So I got suckered into that. So here I was gonna have a full hour to go home because her school's really close to our house. And I was just gonna plan on just popping at the house and being there for an hour and checking on the puppy and, you know, taking a little breather from the sun. So, but instead, I ran to Cane's and got a couple of kids' meals and then made it back. And then from like, we had like 10 minutes to eat because like at 11:20 is by the time I got back, and they only had lunch from 11 to 11:30. And then they were gonna go in the classroom for 30 minutes until noon, just to kind of, you know, rest a little bit before the next set of fun. But I took a ton of video for my Patreons, so I'll definitely be showing that this week. They were so cute. It was amazing what entertains kids. Sometimes you forget that, you know. One of the events they had like the sack races, you know, where they have like a big sack that they have to, you know, jump in and try to get across the finish line. And then they did the two-legged man race, where like each kid has like one of their legs tied to the other one with like a band. And then this was one that just totally I was floored. I was like, wow, okay. And the kids loved it. They had the kids all stand in the grass behind this line that they painted, and they had them all loosen up one of their shoes and have one of their shoes like hanging on their heel, right? And then when the teacher said go, then they would all fling their shoe out into this field, and whoever got shoe went the furthest won, and you got points. These kids were flinging their shoes off of their feet, and they did this over and over and over, and they laughed, and shoes were flying everywhere. I got a funny video of it. So they did that, which doesn't cost anything, right? It's your shoes, which is super smart. I don't think I've ever seen that at a field day before. And then the other thing that was really fun, they did some water activities after lunch. And so I was able to eat with Lou, and then I went home for about 30 minutes and then went back out, and then now it was water time. I didn't get wet. The kids wanted to splash me and like squirt me, and I was like, no, I have my phone, because I was taking pictures and video and stuff for the teacher too. And so they were nice to me, but they had so much fun. They just were, you know, just a bunch of water, which is free, and some sponges, and they just did like a bunch of relay races. Like, you know, they had one where one of the kids had to hold a big empty liter, like a soda liter bottle, over their head, and the other kid would bring over a sponge full of water and try to squeeze as much water as they could into that liter, that plastic bottle. And of course it's getting all over the kid that's holding the bottle because it's on top of their head. And they're sitting down on a little crate. It was just so cool. So the school did a really good job at field day. The kids really look forward to it. And then the biggest thing at the end is tug of war. It's like bragging rights. And then like those kids get like a trophy in the classroom they get to keep for the rest of the year. And everyone talks about who won, you know, what class won the tug of war. Well, unfortunately, Lou's class did not win. And she knew. She's like, Mom, we don't really have any like really strong boys. But she did great. I mean, kids were like wearing gloves. Yeah, it was serious. So the kids really, and some kids had like, you know, black under their eyes. Like they were like chanting their teacher's name for their class. So it was really fun. So yeah, my Patreons will definitely get a good kick out of that today. And like I said, I don't want to plug the Patreon too much, but I used to just talk about the beginning of the month because that's when they would bill you, but now it's like whenever you sign up. But if y'all are interested It is a great way to support the channel. It gives me an opportunity to get to know you guys better. It's behind the scenes content. So there's different tiers. We have Discord, and we're gonna start doing, we were doing Zoom calls once a month, but now we're gonna start doing like chats, like diamond painting chats with certain tiers on certain days through Discord. So far so good. It's been really fun on Discord. We're having a great time communicating that way. So it's like a group chat where we can just talk anytime we want. And it's fun. We get to send like funny like memes, and so I'm having a good time with I'm still learning about it and still getting used to it. But yeah, we'd love to have you guys. So join me. It's like I said, it's a really good way to support the channel too. No obligation whatsoever. Nothing changes here. All right. So that was field day. And then I got to leave after tug of war. So I got to leave around 1. So I didn't have to stay till 2:30. About 1:30 I got to leave. And I was able to be home. Yeah, I left about 1:30. So I was able to be home for 1 hour, and then I had to turn back around and go back up and pick her up for the day. But at least I got to leave. She's like, will you stay? I'm like, honey, I'm not going to stay. Y'all are just going to watch. And the teacher's like, yeah, we're just going to watch Cars. I'm like, I am not going to sit in your classroom and watch Cars for an hour no, I'm not doing that. I'm not the room mom. I'm not doing it. So she let me leave. I was like, thank you. But it's really cute, you guys. The elementary kids are so sweet. And, she is my third, and I know, this is it, right? She only has 1 more year, and then she'll be gone, and then it'll be middle school, and yeah, it's crazy. So it was a good time. Got to meet a lot of her friends, got cute pictures of her friend group. She kept calling them. So, and it was good to get to know her teacher a little bit more here. They only have like a month left. Yeah, they don't have very long. Yep, school's almost over. When field day comes, it's this end of the school year is approaching. The kids get out, let's see, today's the 13th. The last day of school is May 17th, I think. Yeah, May 17th, I think is the last day of school. So they're almost done. Yep. All right, so that was my day today. So this is the first time I've diamond painted today. It feels great to be in the air conditioning. It feels great to just, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be able to do a whip and chat today because I was feeling really tired. Just the sun really wears you out. It does. And I probably didn't drink enough water, but I didn't do any of the activities. I just was like on all day, like following the kids and, making sure the teacher was happy and, smiling all day and laughing and telling the kids they were doing a good job. And, some of those situations, those can be socially awkward for me. Situations with like other moms, because I don't know. I don't really talk to any other moms. Kind of in my own little world over here. And, a lot of them are all talking to each other. They're all friends. It's all the PTA moms. I'm like, nope. I'm not in your little orbit, but that's fine. I don't want to be, I'm good. I got y'all, got my diamond painting community. I am good to go. So, okay, shall we reverse? All right, let's go back. We're gonna go back to the last time we talked. That would be last Thursday. I don't know what happened Thursday. I don't remember. Who knows? I guess it wasn't that exciting. Well, that's fine with me. And then let's see, Friday, so the kids did not have school Friday or Monday because of Easter. So hopefully you guys had a good Easter if you celebrate. I know not everybody celebrates Easter, and I was able to have my live on Sunday, so I was able to, happy Easter to everybody during that day. So it was fun. But yeah, so Friday, no school, so we colored Easter eggs. Lou's 10, the boys are 16 and 17, and they definitely don't want to color eggs anymore. The boys are kind of out, which is fine. Ryan hasn't done it in years. Nate, my 16-year-old, was still doing it with Lou sometimes, but neither one of them did it this year. But now that I think back on it, I don't even think we even told them when we were doing them. We just did them without them, so I'm sure they were fine. But that's one thing. And I meant to ask my mom that I didn't want to give up growing up. I felt like I colored eggs really, really long. I don't even remember, 13, 14, maybe even older. It just feels like I didn't want to give that up. I don't know why. It just was something fun, and you get to do it at home and no one knows you're doing it. It's not embarrassing to be older and doing them. It's fun. I guess you can be any age, right? And color Easter eggs. So yeah, you don't have to be a kid. You still have fun. So we did that, and I wasn't sure if Lou was going to want to do them, and she's like, yeah, I want to do Easter eggs. So we did that. First we boiled them and let them cool down for a while, and then we did them, later on that day. And then that night, we had to kind of get ready for Ryan. Oh my God, I said 16 and 17 year earlier, didn't I, y'all? He's not 17 anymore. I have an adult child. I have an adult. My oldest is 18 now. I don't know why that makes me feel super, super old, but it does. It makes me feel hella old. I mean, I am 48, so I mean, I am getting older, but it's all good. It's all good. And thank y'all so much for everybody that wished him a happy birthday. In my last whip and chat, I mentioned his birthday was coming up. And I also had mentioned that we were having some struggles, and everybody was just super supportive. And thank you for everything that y'all have said in your comments. It really did help. And things have been 10 times better. So we're on the upswing right now. So I'll take it. Things are good. Yep, things are very good. So thank y'all again for all your well wishes. And I was telling him all the birthday wishes that he was getting from everybody, and it really meant a lot to him. So, but yeah, Friday I had to get ready for his birthday. I had to wrap all of his birthday presents and kind of get, you know, his, we decorate everybody's table for their birthdays. And so we have like a big birthday bin that we have to get out, and we've got letters for everybody's names, and we decorate the table. I have some pictures. I'll probably post them up for Patreon. But yeah, I'll show you all those. We took some videos and a few pictures of everything. And my husband travels during the week, and so he stopped at Buc-ee's on his drive down, on his way back home from work, because he got home Thursday night, and he stopped at Buc-ee's. And I've shown y'all before in a video that I did shopping with Shay. We went to Buc-ee's together, and Buc-ee's has birthday decorations. Yeah. So he bought a birthday balloon garland, like a big arch thing, and it was like $5 or $6, and it was so cool. So we blew that up and had that up. It was really, really cool. And then my husband also bought a cake, little flag that has like a Buc-ee's banner on it. It was really cute. And so that's another thing. So Lou and I went to Walmart on Friday to get the eggs, and while we were there, I was gonna get a birthday cake for Ryan. And we normally get like ice cream cakes at Walmart. They have Oreo, or they have a Reese's one that's really good. And Ryan loves Reese's. So I was gonna get that, but I was like, or Lou, since we have off, you know, next couple days, we could like maybe, you know, bake a cake. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all, because I don't bake. I'm not real great in the kitchen. Well, I ended up not baking the cake. It ended up being Graham and Lou, and it was impressive. So impressive that my mother-in-law came over, and she went to put something in the fridge, and my husband was like, yeah, check out the cake and go look at the cake. She went to get a bottle of water. That's what it was. And he was like, go check out Ryan's cake. So she goes in there and she comes out. She's like, wow, where'd you get that? That's gorgeous. And they're like, we made it. We didn't buy it. And she goes, no, she did not believe it, y'all. It looked store-bought. I was so impressed. So I had only bought, so my husband's gluten-free. So we bought Funfetti, a Betty Crocker, like gluten-free cake mix, little cake box. Well, on Saturday, my husband looked at it and he goes, that's not going to be enough. You're going to need like, if you want to do 2 layers, you need another box. I'm like, oh man. So I didn't get everything we needed. So then he kind of took over, which is fine with me. You know, again, I'm not good in the kitchen. He is. So him and Lou went to Walmart Friday night and got more stuff for the cake and some more cake decorating stuff. But yeah, the cake turned out really good. It had blue icing, so we all had like blue teeth. But so let's see. So we colored eggs on Friday. We wrapped his birthday presents, made his cake that night. They did. And then Saturday morning, it was his birthday. And so he loves cinnamon rolls. And normally he's like our cinnamon roll guy. He'll make them. He's not really good in the kitchen either, but he definitely will get in there and make himself some cinnamon rolls. So I always make sure that I have like, you know, a little thing of them, a little can of cinnamon rolls for him if he ever starts craving them. But so I made him some cinnamon rolls. They weren't as good as his, but I made them. I put them like in the little, you know, cake thing for him and had him on his table, and his table was all decorated. And Graham and I both, my husband and I both blew up all the balloons. And so yeah, it was a really good day. We so he woke up. He woke up early, but then he went back to sleep and he slept in a little bit. And then my mother-in-law and my father-in-law came over because we were all going to go to lunch. We always let the birthday person pick out where they want to go to lunch or dinner and what they want to do that day. So Ryan picked Texas Roadhouse, which we had not been to in years. And we were like, why have we not been here, you know, in so long? It was delicious. Oh my gosh. They have these rolls, and they're like known for their rolls, and it's like cinnamon sugar butter. It was really, really good. And so we went there, and we all ate together. We had a great time. We had a wonderful server. And of course, so I guess the deal is there, if they find out it's your birthday, they bring out a saddle, and the birthday boy or girl has to sit on a saddle while they sing happy birthday to you. And you have to like act like you're a cowboy and like swing your napkin around like over your head, like yeehaw. So we weren't going to say anything to the waitress, because we had this conversation. Ryan had told us about what they do for birthdays, and I was like, oh, okay, well, we won't say anything. Well, we forgot to tell my mother-in-law. And so, of course, we sit down, and she gets our drinks, and she's like, yeah, the birthday boy will have, and this is my mother-in-law, the waitress was like, oh, you have a birthday? And we all looked at my mother-in-law, and we're like, oh, no. Ryan's like, yeah, but she goes, do you not want the saddle? And he's like, no, please. She's like, no worries, we won't do the saddle. But my mother was like, oh, was I not supposed to say anything? And I was like, it's fine, it's fine. You didn't know. We didn't tell you not to say anything. She's hilarious, you guys. So we all had a great, great meal. Some of us got steaks, and I got a chicken Caesar salad that was really good. So we ate, got super full, and then came home and then did the cake and did gifts. So yeah, it was a really good day. And he was, you know, and so his plans were originally, I think I mentioned it to y'all last week, that he was thinking about having some friends over and having everybody over and then watching the UFC fight. Ryan's really gotten into like boxing and stuff, and he likes to watch the UFC fights, which I've never really watched one before, and now I'm like totally into it. Because Friday night he was watching the press conference of all the fighters and like the trash talking. It was so entertaining, you guys. I was invested at that point, so I wanted to watch it too. So he was trying to decide what he wanted to do, you know, that afternoon, and he was like, Mom, you know, to be honest, all my friends and I are like, you know, talking about where to go, and they're looking for me. And so I was throwing all these ideas out of fun places to go where he could watch a fight, maybe out with his friends, and like a bar, and like a restaurant and bar. And he was like, everything I would say, he's like, I don't know. He's like, to be honest, I don't really feel like going anywhere. I wouldn't mind just staying home. And I kind of just don't want to do anything. I just want to like hang out here and watch the fight and like, you know, chill out with you, just chill. And we're like, that's fine. I'm like, you don't have to do anything. It's your birthday. Because he'd just been out with his friends like the night before, and they were playing poker. And so he just saw his friends, you know, and he goes, them getting together and going out to dinner is like it happens all the time. So it's not like he didn't really feel like it was going to be anything different, you know, and he was just kind of worn out because we'd already been to lunch, you know, we'd already gone to lunch and already been out. And he was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go out to eat again. So he decided to stay in, and it was actually really nice because we all got to watch the fight together. It was not cheap, but my husband's like, it's your birthday. So it wasn't like just him and Ryan. I mean, I was watching it off and on. It was late though, like for the main event to come on finally. But, and then we ordered, we asked him what he wanted for dinner, and he's like, oh, I'll eat anything. He was being really sweet. And my husband's like, what about sushi? Because that's like a treat in our house. Everybody loves sushi, but it's expensive for 5 people. So he's like, yeah. He goes, oh my gosh. He goes, steak for lunch and sushi for dinner. He's like, I could do this every day. And we're like, no, that's not happening. Don't get used to it, bub. But yeah, he had a really good day. So he just stayed put. He chilled. He just got to stay home. My husband ordered the sushi, and I went and picked it up for takeout, brought it home. We all ate. And then they watched the fight a little bit, and I would watch it for a while, and then I'd come back up to the craft room, and I would like dye paint for a little bit longer, and I'd kind of holler down, how's it going? And, you know, have these guys fought yet? And I would go down and watch it for a little bit. It's crazy though. If y'all have ever watched that, it's somewhat violent. I'm not gonna lie. It's boxing, it's kicking, it's kind of rough, but I don't know. It's entertaining though. I feel bad for a lot of the fighters though. They all have like cauliflower ear. We were talking about it, and it's like permanent unless they get like, you know, plastic surgery. But cauliflower ear is like, if you're not familiar with it, it's like their ears get punched so much that their ears like swell up. It does not look good. And a lot of the fighters had it. So yeah, so it was a whole new world. I'm learning about boxing, UFC fighting. You know, I want to know and have a conversation about the same interests that my kids are into. Just like when it was video games, and it still is, but you know, I try to talk about the video games they're into. You know, when it was Minecraft, I'd play Minecraft with them, and you know, just so I can have a conversation with them and know what they're talking about and be involved. So yeah, so that was fun. We did that. And then Sunday morning was Easter, y'all. It was a busy weekend. And the bad thing is, I forgot to mention, I started feeling crappy Friday. I started getting a sore throat. And I was like, no. So Friday I had a sore throat all day, but I couldn't be down because I had to but I had no energy and I did not feel good. But I knew I had to and I put it off all day. Actually, I talked to Randy, and when she called me, I was laying in bed. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just laying here. I'm like, I don't feel good. So and I was like, okay. And I talked to her for a while. I'm like, I need to let you go. I said, I gotta get my butt up and wrap his gifts. And I've got stuff to do. I got to figure out what we're gonna do about the cake, just all the things. So, so then, here it was, Easter. So I was kind of fighting through the cough and not feeling good. The sore throat lasted a few days, and the cough is what's been lingering now. The cough is awful. I think I need some more drills. This 10 placer sucks them up. Plus there's a lot. I'm just color blocking away. Yeah, see, I'm all done with this section already. Almost done, halfway. So, so Sunday was Easter, and the Easter bunny was busy at work on Saturday afternoon. So, I forgot to mention on Saturday afternoon, during this fight being on was actually great timing because Lou wasn't home, so she didn't care that it was on. I don't really want her watching that, but she would not want to watch it anyways. But she was invited to a neighborhood birthday party. A little boy, his brother, so the little boy's her age, but his little baby brother that Lou knows because she's gone over their house a bunch in the neighborhood, he was turning 2. And get this, they were having a petting zoo at their house in their backyard. Oh my gosh, yeah. So Lou was so excited about the party. So I dropped her off over there because she didn't want to go alone. So I drove her to a neighborhood birthday party, dropped her off at 4. So we'd only been home for an hour from Texas Roadhouse. And here she's, we're wrapping up that birthday present and getting that little guy going. She got him a little stuffed animal, a little monkey. And and his name's Maverick, which I thought was so cute. He's a cute little boy. So she was super excited about the birthday party. So she went there at 4. And it didn't have an end to the birthday party because they're kind of like a party house. Everyone kind of hangs out over there, and there was pizza, and she was eating, and she had her phone with her. So I called her a few times to check in on her. She's like, I'm having a great time. She's like, Mom, there's bunnies, there's cows, there's a llama, there's goats. There's all kinds of animals. Pigs with clothes on. There was a potbelly pig with overalls on. I was like, what? And she was just going on and on. You could tell she was loving life. She was living her best life on Saturday. So Saturday before when it was, so she called me, and I called her, and I'm like, so what time? Because it was almost 8 o'clock. And she was like, can you come get me? I was like, yeah, I'll come get you at 8. She goes, you got to come in the backyard. You got to come see these animals. Just don't even ring the doorbell. They won't hear it. Just come to the back. Okay. So I pulled up, and it was hard finding a parking because there was tons of people there, tons of cars. But I did notice there was these 2 or 3 actually, huge trailers for the animals. And I'm like, whoa, they're not messing around. It was from a movie, y'all. I'm not kidding you. It was from a movie. The things people do for their kids, that's all I'm going to say, because it probably totally ruined their backyard. I'm thinking, so they had fences put up, little makeshift fences for all the animals. They were starting to put some of the animals away by the time I got there, so I didn't get to see. It was getting dark. These animals were still there, and they had put away the bunnies already. So Lou was bummed about that, but I got to see the potbelly pig. But there was, poop all over their house and hay and all over their yard. Not their inside their house, but all over their backyard, and it smelled awful. And the goats were chewing on stuff and messing with stuff, and But the funniest thing was, and I wish I would have gotten a picture of him, but it was kind of dark. But I did see the potbelly pig, and he had little denim overalls on. I'm not kidding you, y'all. Overalls on a little pig. It was the cutest little thing. Yeah. So I pet him for a minute, and then, said goodbye to the mom, dad, and we got out of there. So that was Saturday night. So Saturday was pretty busy. But Lou was gone for, a lot of it. So then the boys could just kind of watch the fight and hang out, and Ryan could do his thing. So, yeah. Okay, so then the Easter Bunny, while Lou was at that birthday party, the Easter Bunny was prepping The Easter Bunny was hard at work on Saturday, stuffing them Easter eggs and getting them 3 baskets ready, you know? Yeah. The Easter Bunny that was the sick Easter Bunny was like, seriously? I said to my husband at one point, he was asking me how I was feeling, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, I don't feel good. I'm like, but what sucks is, you know, being sick on your kid's birthday and Easter weekend, you know? It's just bad timing. So, so the Easter Bunny had to set his alarm, you know, so she could get up, not he, but she could get up early enough to put out the real eggs that had been colored, because, you know, those can't sit out all night. Well, I don't think they're supposed to, because I think they're supposed to be refrigerated. So, yeah, so the night before, it was funny because there were still birthday decorations up, and then here there were Easter eggs everywhere. So the Easter Bunny came that night after Lou went to bed and put out all the plastic Easter eggs that had like mochis. They're like those little rubbery, like little animals. They're just like little, I don't know, like little stretchy, slimy little animals. She loves them. So she got like 24 of those and some eggs, and there was a bunch of eggs, candy. And then, yeah, so the Easter Bunny put out their baskets on the fireplace, and then next morning set their alarm to get up early before everybody else and put out the real eggs. And they were in the front yard, they were in the backyard, they were inside the house, they were everywhere. So yes. So Lou woke up, she slept in, and I was so surprised. That's another thing that's really weird, because normally, you know, when they're little, they wake up so early. And normally she does, but she slept in. And she woke up, and then she, you know, was chilling for a while. She had a cinnamon roll, you know, from the day before that we had left over. And then she had some Easter peeps from her basket, and she was looking at her basket, and she got a frog stuffed animal that she's been wanting for a very long time. And Easter Bunny was making her wait. So I thought she was so excited. He is a rain frog, and his name, well, he's officially named Ricky, but she renamed him. His name is Gerb, G-U-R-B, Gerb. And I wish I had him because I could show y'all. He's the cutest, ugliest little frog. So cute. So she was happy about Gerb being in her Easter basket. And the bunny gave them each $20 and an Easter egg, a golden Easter egg. The bunny used to hide little golden Easter eggs, one for each of them with some money in it. But then the boys would sometimes be little shits and like grab her egg, because they were like faster than her, and then she would start crying thinking she wasn't getting her golden egg, and it was just this, it was always drama around it. So the Easter Bunny's like, nope, not this year, we're just gonna put it in their Easter basket. And yeah, so they had like a big golden egg with like $20 in it, and like some other little things. Nate got some Pokemon, and Rye got a t-shirt from Five Below that had like ramen on it. It was a cool t-shirt with like surfing. It was like the soup was like coming up like a wave. It was really cool. So he got that, and they just got some candy. Yeah, so Lou woke up. Like I said, she was kind of chilling, doing her thing, and then it was time to do the egg hunt, because she hadn't touched one egg yet. She could see them around the house, but she wasn't going to touch them. So she, hold on a sec. All right, sorry about that. Lou just came in. I forgot to tell you, there might be interruptions because she is home now. I started filming this after I picked her up. She's pretty tired from today though, from field day. So she came in here and asked me if she could borrow some tweezers, because she's making beads. She's really making a lot of bead bracelets. She's going through a phase of bracelet making, so that's awesome. Okay, so she's like, okay, I want to do Easter. She could see them all around the house. She could see them in the kitchen. She can see them in the living room. She hasn't touched one of them. And I'm thinking, gosh, you know, some of those real eggs are outside, and they're going to start getting hot here in a minute, because it was getting warmer. It was just beautiful weather this weekend. So it's great for all the kids doing Easter egg hunts. So she's like, I'm going to go wake up Bubbies, and I'm going to go, you know, tell them it's time to do Easter eggs. So she goes up there, and I'm like, okay, good luck with that. It wasn't super early. It was like 11. And I was like, okay, you know, they should be okay with that. She came down empty-handed. No brothers. They both told her no. They had no interest. But again, they are 16 and 18. I think it's going to stop at some point, and I think it stopped. She did the Easter egg hunt by herself. And I asked her afterwards, I'm like, did you have fun? Because I was following her around, you know, kind of telling her if she was hot or cold. And I was holding Gerb. I just didn't want her to feel alone. You know, she's used to having, you know, she doesn't have any siblings to do it with. It's kind of sad because she wants to have fun and do it with somebody else, and her brothers are just older, you know, and they have no interest. And so I said to her, I'm like, did you have fun? She goes, yeah, I did. She goes, I kind of wished, you know, I had someone to do it with. And I said, I know. I said, but, you know, your brothers are getting older now and they probably won't do it anymore. She's like, I know. So, you know, this was the first year that she kind of was more accepting of it and wasn't angry or mad or like pouting about it, about them kind of like making them do it. That's what she's done before, you know, making them feel so guilty and bothering them and just, no, I want to wait for them, you know, all that stuff. She let it go pretty quick. So I was proud of her. So yeah, we got through Easter. So after that, we all decided we were kind of getting hungry. We're like, what do you want to do? And my husband's like, we should go to brunch. Okay. Do you have any idea? Because we didn't have we had no reservations. And I'm thinking, okay, brunch on Easter Sunday. Yeah, that's not going to be a long wait. Are you crazy? I was like, and then our favorite brunch place, I'm like, because it's like an hour wait anyways on a regular weekend. I'm like, Easter is going to be insane. So he's like, I'll just do like call ahead. I'll just get on the list. So he got on the list and it was going to be like, so they're only open until 2. So he's like, we'll probably get in around 2, like right before they close, by the time they were going to call our number. Sure enough, we were getting close to our number. And so we left because we're really close to the house and we headed over there and we had to wait about 20, 30 minutes. And yeah, they were tired at that point. It felt bad for the folks working there, but there was other folks that were still there and they were letting people still sit down after us. So we weren't like the last people, but we barely made it in. So we had brunch at 2. It was great. I had a Bloody Mary that was really, really fancy. So I was celebrating. So I splurged a little bit and had a really crazy Bloody Mary with it had like a toothpick with like olives, tomatoes, pickles, celery. It had the whole 9 yards. It was really, really pretty. And everybody was like, ew, that looks so disgusting. And they were, you know, no one likes tomato juice but me. That's fine. Do you like tomato juice? Let me know. Let me know. I know I haven't asked you a lot of questions yet, other than how you are, which I really want to know how you are. That's like most important. So did that, and then came home. And at this point, I'm really starting to feel down and out, right? I've been trying to push through all weekend, you know, Ryan's birthday and Easter and then the brunch. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like, okay, I got the live and I was so looking forward to it. It's the Easter live, right? So fun. And I was going to have a guest, but the guest was not quite ready yet. So I'm going to have her on a different weekend. I'm not going to say who it is. It's still going to be a surprise. So when she's ready, we're going to do it. But she wasn't ready yet. So it worked out because I was not feeling 100%. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to go on still. And I was like, oh. And it was about like 3 o'clock and we just got home from brunch. And I was like, I don't know. I said, my voice is not holding up. That's what I'm worried about because it was like so froggy and it was like cutting in and out. And I was like, how can I talk? And I don't want people to have to listen to this. This is awful. So y'all, we did it. You made me feel better. We pushed through and it was a great live. If you want to go watch it, you can go watch the replay. It was super fun. We did Mad Libs. That's where you like plug in words to a story and you don't know what the words are going to say in a story. You just ask for, they just ask you for a noun or an adjective. And so it's just, you don't know what the story's going to say. And it was so good. Christopher's menu. It was an Easter menu of all the food and drinks. Yes. So it was really, really good. It was a good live. It was fun. And so we did that. And then after that, I kind of crashed. I was like, okay, but then I had to worry about dinner. And I had not had a chance to go to the grocery store, you know, all weekend. It felt like I barely had time to do anything. And I was like, I just felt like, you know, what am I going to do now? It's Easter. So we just ate leftovers. I was like, that's good. Good by me, you know? I was like, okay, I promise I'll go to the store. But then the kids were off on Monday. So I didn't get a chance to do the grocery store because Ryan got braces. Yes. Yay. Happy birthday to him. We have been thinking about getting him braces for a very long time over the years, but their dentist kept saying, you know, he doesn't really need them. It would be strictly cosmetic. It's really up to him. He doesn't need them, but it's up to him. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, he wasn't like asking for them. But then I started noticing this past year that he was smiling and not showing his teeth. And so I think he was kind of self-conscious about his smile and his teeth. And I was like, I mean, they're great, but I'm like, you know, they can be fixed maybe a little bit, but they're so expensive. But the thing is, he's going to be the only one out of our kids that needs braces. The other 2 are fine. So yeah, so I thought, okay, you know, if it'll make him feel better, let's do it. So we did it. We had made the appointment several times this last year, but for some reason or another, we had to like reschedule. Like we went to Disney on a surprise trip on January. We had to reschedule. So we finally got him on. And it was a crazy day. It was 3 different appointments on Monday. The first appointment was at the orthodontist, which is near our house. And then after that, they sent us to a scanning imaging place. It's like a warehouse that was like 30 minutes away. We had to go there. And they did some scanning and some imaging of his, so all they did at that point was just the brackets. And then we did the scanning and imaging center. And then we went back to the orthodontist, and then they put the wires on. So it was an all day thing. I had brought my paint gems, my little dime paintings with me, but I left them in the car, and it seemed like for each appointment I was like back in the room with him, and it just wasn't appropriate. I just didn't know if I was gonna be like waiting in a waiting room for hours, but no, I'd go back. He wanted me to go back with him every time for different things. So they just stayed in the car. But yeah, it was a day, y'all. Got that done. So his braces are hurting him. He was a trooper the first few days, but this morning or yesterday he came to us and he's like, something is really poking my lip, my inside of my lip, or my cheek. And he showed us, and it was the very, very last tooth, way, way, way in the back, hard to get to. And sure enough, you could see something poking it, and it was like cutting his lip, his cheek. And so I thought, I don't know if that's normal. I am so obnoxious, you guys. I can't believe myself that I even did this. But when your kid's hurting and you want to know something, you'll just do whatever. So our neighbor on our street, I heard, was an orthodontist. And so I don't really know him that well, but I see him come and go. Well, he likes to go ride his bike. He's like a bike guy, like a bicyclist with like a group of people. He bikes. So he was hopping on so I was out checking the mail yesterday, and I was trying to figure out, what we should do about Ryan. They gave us some wax, they gave him like a little container of wax, and they said, this will be your friend. Put the wax on anything that's rubbing, and it'll keep it from, scratching the inside of your cheeks. We're like, okay, or your gums. So we tried and tried. I was like acting like a dentist. I had a flashlight. I had tweezers. It was hilarious. I wish I had a video of that. And then my husband tried. We were all trying to put wax, and then of course you have to dry it. So trying to get the tooth way in the back to dry, to keep it dry and put wax on it, and then like stretching his lip out. It was hilarious. So, and it was still bothering him. So I was trying to figure out, I'm like, I guess I'll call the orthodontist in the morning. They're probably already gone for the day by now. And I'm like, he can't miss any school. This is not good. And and then of course I knew I had field day today, and I was like, I can't really take him, to the orthodontist today. I don't have any time. So I was checking the mail, and Lou and I were out there, and I see our orthodontist hopping on his bike, and I'm like, I'm going to do it. It's going to be embarrassing, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for my kid. I'm going to ask him a question when he rides by. Sure as shit, I did. And Lou was like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm going to say something to him when he cruises by. She goes, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Well, he's like heading out for a run, right? Or for like a ride. Not a run, but a ride. And I'm like, hi. And he just thought I was waving like neighborly wave. I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, do you have just a second? I was going to ask you a question. He like, put the brakes on the bike, backs up. And I'm like, oh my God, what have I just done? I said, awkwardly, y'all. I was like, are you still an orthodontist? I'm such a nerd. And at that point, Ryan comes out because he wants to talk to me about his teeth, about his gums. He didn't even know I was talking to the guy. He comes out, and I turn around, I look, and Ryan's coming out, and I'm like, Ryan, come here. And the guy was like, yeah, I am. And I go, I'm so sorry to have to ask you this, but I said, my son just got braces earlier in the week, and something is poking him. Do you mind taking a look? Oh my God, y'all. Ryan was like, are you kidding me right now? My mom is not asking our neighbor who's trying to exercise, stopping him on his bike and having him look inside his mouth. I will tell y'all, I asked his wife, who's out walking their dog all the time, about getting his number because I didn't know what orthodontist place he works at. I don't know. And I remember asking her, I'm like, because she had my number because I've taken care of their dog before when they've been out of town. And I was like, Brenda, I'm like, can you text me, because one of my kids is probably gonna need braces. It was like a couple years ago. She's like, yeah, I'll text you my husband's information. So then I thought, and then when I came in the house, I told my husband what I had done. He was like, why didn't we go with him? That's awkward that you stopped and asked him about Ryan's braces and he didn't even do them. And I'm like, I asked his wife a couple years ago, but she never got back to me. Anyways, he looked inside Ryan's mouth and he's like, of course he doesn't have like his doctor glasses on, his magnifying his like orthodontist glasses. He's like, well, I don't really have he had sunglasses on. He's like, I don't really have my good glasses, but let me see. And so he's trying to look in there and he goes, yeah, that's pretty normal. He's like, I know you don't want to hear this, bud. He goes, but it's going to take about a week, 3 or 4 days. And he goes, your cheek has got to like toughen up, you know, to like these things rubbing and scratching. I was like, oh gosh. And then we talked about the wax. He goes, yeah, the wax is tricky. It'll fall off, but keep trying. We're like, okay, thank you. And he was like out of there, right? He's like, I'm getting out of here. These people are crazy. So he left and I was like super embarrassed. I'm like, what did I just do? But the things you do for your kid, right? When your kid says they're hurting, you do what you got to do. So, so this morning he was telling me it was still hurting really bad. And I'm like, okay, I'll call the orthodontist office and see what they want us to do. And I called, and the office that they have here, they weren't accepting any patients today, but the office that was 30 minutes away was. So Ryan drove himself because I couldn't go. I couldn't take him. And he's 18, so he can like drive himself, y'all, right? And only he knows what's hurting. So he had a doctor's note, but he missed school today. I was like, oh my gosh. So the braces have been really tough. He's been taking ibuprofen like 2 or 3 times a day. He's doing really good at brushing. My husband got him a water pick to help him, you know, get the crap ball out of his teeth and everything. And but the braces have been really, really hard on him. And I know it's not going to be easy. He only has to have them on for 1.5 years. He's not eating very much, which has also been really, really tough. When I went to the grocery store on Tuesday, after he got his braces, I finally went to the store when everybody was back at school. And I was thinking about things that he could eat, right? Soft things. So, but after we left the orthodontist office, he had not eaten anything all day, and it was like 4, and he was starving. And so we stopped at Jamba Juice, and he got a smoothie, and that seemed to work. But he's been eating he can eat pasta, smushy, mushy pasta. He can do soup. So he's been having a lot of soup, but he just can't bite into anything. He can't chew. His chewing is really weird. Plus, he can't there's so many things you can't have. I almost need to be on a braces diet. They're like, no soft drinks, because they have sugar. No chewy, sticky, all the things. And especially for y'all that had braces, you totally get this. Yeah, I never did. I never had braces. So I'm like, man, you could lose some weight get some braces. But he's the last person that needs to lose weight. He's taller than me. He's very, very tall, and he is thin, very, very thin. And he's not a good eater to begin with. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad. So he's struggling with eating. He can eat yogurt. If y'all have any other ideas or suggestions, if you want to throw them down in the comments for me, I really would appreciate it. I could look online too, but I mean, the dentist sent us a video of do's and don'ts, but it really wasn't that helpful as far as oh, I did get salmon. I made salmon for dinner last night, and he really liked that. Some salmon and some rice. He couldn't eat the salad or the pineapple. So we're just kind of, navigating braces. Yeah, so he'll have them on for 1.5 years. He can do it. But so when he went today to the orthodontist office, they did cut some of that was digging into his cheek, and he said it's so much better. So I'm glad I called. I'm glad he went. I thought maybe he broke a bracket or something at first, whatever that means. They said it can happen. If he bites on something, it's hard. But it wasn't. It was just like a clip or a little hook. It was like a hook that was right at that very last tooth that was right against his cheek. And it was really hurting him. So he's all fixed up now. So that's been good. And let me see. What else happened on Monday? So Monday, the braces wasn't it, y'all. The braces was not it. I had promised Lou, which I forgot. So again, she's going through this beading phase of making jewelry, and her and her best friend are making a ton of bracelets. A ton. They're beautiful, but they need more beads and more things and more string and more this and more that. So she had asked me over the weekend, can we go to Michael's and get some more stuff to make beads, more bracelets? And I said, yeah, but you'll have the next 4 days off. We'll figure it out. Well, I told her that we could go Monday because, Ryan's birthday was Saturday and there was Easter on Sunday. Well, I forgot about his braces. And so she was texting me the whole time, we were gone. When do you come back? How much longer? So finally, when we got back, several hours later, I took her and her best friend to Michael's. I wasn't expecting to take her best friend. Thought it was going to be just her and I, but we were in the garage getting ready to leave, and her best friend shows up at the door. Can Lauren play? I was like, can Lou play? I was like, yeah. I'm like, well, we're going to Michael's. I'm like, do you want to ask your mom? Do you want to come with us? She's like, yeah. So 3 of us went to Michael's. We had fun, of course. I went and looked at, the, clearance section, the dime painting stuff. They did have a Diamond Dots on sale for $10. It was like a sunset. but I passed on it. I was like, I don't need another one. But I did find a frame. I got a frame that was like $5 in the clearance section, and it's for his graduation picture. So yeah, I got that. And then I got something else. I don't remember. I don't remember what I got. But yeah, that was Monday. So went to Michael's, and then Tuesday, I finally went, like I said, I went to Costco. I went to the grocery store, did laundry, did dishes. Tuesday was like, you know, just doing errands because I felt like I'd been, you know, kind of out of pocket all weekend. But a weird, funny thing happened at Costco. It was very awkward. There was this guy, this dad, right? And he had a son with him. And the son was older. I would say probably like, I don't know, maybe like 18 or 19 maybe. So he was older. But it was just him and the dad. And they were shopping. And we were right next to each other. We were over near the ice cream, over in the freezer section. And I'm looking at other stuff. And I'm looking at ice creams and stuff and for the kids. And the guy says to his dad, I want this ice cream. And he starts reaching into the freezer to grab it. And the dad's like, no, we don't have room for that. And the boy was not accepting that answer. And he's like, yeah, we do. And the dad's like, no, we don't. Put it back. I'm not buying it. And the boy's like, I'll pay for it then. I'll buy it. And the dad's like, we don't have room. And the voices started getting raised. And it was very, very awkward. So I got the heck out of there. I was like, this is awkward. I don't want to be in the middle of this fight right now. I do not want to be in the middle of this fight. So I got out of there and I went to the next aisle. I ended up seeing them later on in the store at a different part. And I was dying to see their basket if the kid got his way. Nope, no ice cream. That dad won, y'all. But that boy was like, and he wasn't young. He probably had his own money, you know? He was like, he wanted that ice cream so bad. He was like throwing a tantrum. It was very awkward. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know. I was like, really? But I'm proud of the dad. He stuck to his guns. He did have some big stuff in his cart. And maybe they have like a small fridge. I don't know. He had like a big old thing of dog food. But yeah, the ice cream fight. I was like, oh no, I'm out of here. I do not. This feels like I'm, you know, like being nosy or something, or like at their house. It was really, really weird. And it was getting kind of heated. So that happened. And then what else did I do on Tuesday? I think that was it. And then Wednesday, Lou had asked if I would have lunch with her at school because I haven't done that in a long time. I mean, it's been a long time. I used to do it all the time when she was younger, but she kind of stopped asking. I really think she was using me just to get food, you know, of course. But because how she positioned it to me was she got in the car Tuesday. I picked her up at school and she was like, I'm so hungry. You know, sometimes I'm so hungry after getting, you know, she goes, can you bring me McDonald's tomorrow for lunch? Not mom, will you come have lunch with me? It's like, no, can you bring me McDonald's? I was like, I see how you are, girl. I'm like, you want to have lunch with me? She goes, I'm like, are you saying you want me to bring up McDonald's to you and we'll eat lunch together? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh. So I looked at my calendar and of course I had nothing going on. That's why I didn't get this done yesterday. So having lunch with her, that was fun. Went and got McDonald's. Kids love McDonald's. Something in it. I was kind of disappointed though because I've been trying to eat healthy and they did not have salads on the menu. I was like, okay, I was kind of hoping I could get a salad. And then my backup plan, if they didn't have salads anymore, because I didn't think they had them anymore, was like a grilled chicken sandwich. I thought that could be maybe a good option. They didn't have that either. Everything was fried. So I got a quarter pounder with cheese and fries and a soda. What are you gonna do, right? I tried. So that didn't work out so well. But yeah, so we had lunch together. And then yesterday, it was so nice outside and she was home and you know, after school, and she's like, Mom, because I love to roller skate. I don't know if you've been around for a while, you may remember there's a video of me on roller skates during a live and I fell trying to be cool. So yeah, that happened. I did fall, but I love to roller skate. I was one of those kids that would live at the roller skating rink. Every Friday night, my parents would drop me off at the roller skating rink. And the sad part is we don't have a roller skating rink in our city. We don't have one near us. So it's kind of sad. And Lou's like, I'd like to go roller skating like you did when you were young. And I'm like, I know, we don't have one here. If I had money and I was wanting to do something like that, that would be something to invest in and like open up here because I think it would do really well. There's a lot of families, a lot of kids. I think it'd be fun. So I think a roller rink would be kind of retro, you know? It'd be cool. And especially after like Stranger Things and all that. So so I do have my own pair of roller skates. I do. and her and I like to roller skate sometimes. But, you know, with me not feeling 100% and already kind of being tired, and I was like, she's like, will you please come roller skating with me around the block? So, of course, I said yes. I was like, okay, it'll be good to exercise. So I get my roller skates on, and we start roller skating around the block, and we're going through the neighborhood, and here comes her best friend and her mom in their car. And I see them coming, and I'm like, I'm sort of embarrassed, but who cares? And they're coming towards us, and I kind of give her a little wave, right? And all I saw was her wave, and I looked away real quick, probably because I didn't want to make, you know, eye contact for very long, because I didn't want her to really look at me. But Lou, I guess, kept looking at them after, and Lou said she was laughing at me and pointing at me, laughing. I was like, what? Are you serious? She's like, yeah, Mom, she was laughing at you. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, well, she's laughing at me because I'm a good mom. Who else? What other moms do you see out here roller skating with their kids? And I'm sick. So there. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm roller skating with you. So what if people want to laugh at me? They can laugh at me. So yeah. But I didn't fall, so that was good. But boy, my ankles were sore after. Because when I say around the block, it's around our whole neighborhood. We have a big block and a small block. A small block is like interior, and like the big block is like almost like the exterior of like the whole neighborhood. So it's, I don't even know the distance, but it was pretty good. So we did that. So we did do roller skating, and then field day today. So I'm like, do I ever get like, can I just be sick? Can I just like, so I gotta tell y'all, I did test twice, right? When I first started feeling bad, because I'm like, maybe it's the Rona, maybe, right? I had a sore throat, I was coughing. I checked my fever, I checked my temperature, and I did have a low grade fever. It was like 99. And I don't know if that's considered low grade, but you know, it was above 98.6. So I did take a test, and it came out negative. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, now no one's gonna have any sympathy for me and like not let me like take it easy. I could be quarantined anywhere. I had to like keep doing what I was doing. So then I took another test because I still wasn't feeling good. I was like, gosh, so I waited a couple days, and I took another test, especially before I was gonna like be with kids today. You know, I was like, I don't want to go up to our school and be around all these kids at field day if I'm sick. And it came out negative. I was like, darn, I can't get you a break, man. So yeah, but yeah, I'm not saying I wanted it to be positive, but I mean, I would have had to have stayed in my room, right? I would have had to just diamond paint for a few days. I mean, that's what I would have been thinking, but that's not how it would have worked. I would have just been running around with a mask on, still doing the same things probably. Yeah, it would have been no different. Yep. All right, y'all. I don't know how long we've been going because I had to pause because Lou came in. And so I don't know what the two clips put together. I may have gone way over an hour. And if I have, I'm so sorry. I love, love, love catching up with you guys. I love our weekly whipping chats. So if you are new here and you've watched the whole thing, please stay. I would love to have you. Love you have, you know, part of my little diamond painting world here. So please subscribe. It is free. I always tell y'all that. It's free. You just have to click the subscribe button and then click on that notification bell right next to it. And you'll be notified whenever I post up any new videos, okay? And I post up quite often. Yep, several times a week. Keep y'all company. And you keep me company, that's for sure. So as you can tell, I need someone to talk to. And for those of y'all that have been back and you've already subscribed, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your continued support. Love you guys. And if you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up before you head out. They really do help. And then that's gonna be it. I think we're gonna end it here. I almost finished this section. See how fast it goes? I normally don't finish a section. I normally don't finish a section during one whip and chat. So I only have like this little yellow to go. So I'm almost done, you guys. Yeah, this thing's gonna go pretty quick. It's funny, on Instagram, I posted a progress picture of me working on this and the first row done. And someone was like, wow, you're really going fast. You're like Katie. I'm like, no, it just looks that way. But it's cute. It's making me look good. But no, I'll tell you the secret. It's very, very color blocking. So, all right. Love you guys so much. What else? Take care of yourselves. And don't forget to, believe in yourself. Let's believe in each other. And just, don't give up. Okay? Love you guys so much. And I will talk to you in the next one. Okay. Bye, guys.